All right, so periodically we get questions on some of the clients that we work with and some of the results that we get. So I wanted to go over a few clients and go through some case studies and kind of give you an idea of what it is that we do. This first site that you're looking at here is a client, actually I lost about 2 months ago. They decided to take all their SEO in-house. But before that, they were with us for probably 3 years. Did a lot of great work for them. They are a global client, not local, but I wanted to show you some of the things that, there were some unique things with them that I wanted to show. Anyways, Druva is the client. I think I still have their testimonial over on our site, if I remember correctly. But if we do a search for some of their terms, we have laptop backup over here. And we do that search, you'll notice that they come up number 1 right here for that term. You'll also know that they're running a pay-per-click ad up here as well. They'll get probably 5, 6, 7 times more traffic from this number 1 spot here than they will here. And this is out of 53 million results. The next term I took a look at, let's see what it is here, is remote laptop backup. And again, you take a look, they're number 1 here. They happen to be number 2 as well. There's a couple interesting things that happen with this one, if I remember correctly. Yeah, down here on the bottom is an article that we posted to Article Dashboard. If you come over here, you can kind of see this article. I kind of got my screen out of the way a little bit. They've also got their ad right here. But you scroll down, you just kind of take a look at this article, and then you see down here in the resource box, we have a link going back to their site. We also have an anchor text link back here. And again, this is out of, I don't know how many searches that we have on this one, or how many results. Almost 14 million results. The next one that we wanted to take a look at was enterprise laptop backup, and again, you'll see they're doing pay-per-click, but they also have the number 1 spot right here. And again, some interesting things about this particular keyword. You're going to see more of their content showing up from other places. You've got another forum post over here that shows up, and you also have a video over here. So let me show you the forum post is this one right here, where they were announcing that they were launching one of their new systems. And then over here they've just got their channel for Vimeo that shows a bunch of their different videos that they have. So this is a pretty interesting case study, and it just goes to show that you can own a lot of spots on the first page of Google if you've got enough content out there and you own enough virtual real estate. So the next one I want to take a look at is an attorney's site that we did. Now this is not a client of ours directly. We do a lot of work for other agencies out there, and this is one of those particular cases. So he's an attorney out of Plano, Texas, and so we did a search for just Plano lawyer, and he comes up number 2 on there for that. Now I will say there's some areas in here, because he's not our client specifically and we're just doing this as kind of white label for another SEO firm. One of the areas that they need to really look at is this area here, and they've been told this places page, you'll pick up a lot of traffic from that, from long tail keywords and things that you won't think about. But you can see he's ranking number 2 for the term Plano lawyer. Did a look for Plano DUI lawyer, which is what he does, and he shows up number 1 there. Again, he doesn't show up in the places pages, which he should. Plano DWI lawyer, again, shows up to number 1, doesn't show up in the places. Because if he showed up here as number 1 and had one of these spots over here in places page, he's taking up 2 spots on that first page of Google. It's good stuff. And then again, for Plano DWI attorney, we see the same results there. Number 1, and then he's not showing up in the places. Again, something that needs to be fixed. The next one we're going to take a look at is an industrial painter that has been my client for a number of years. And what we did with this particular site was we decided to focus on 4 different cities. And you'll see that it kind of turned out pretty well for him. These are the 4 areas that we wanted to serve with. He's, again, a client's been with me for a long time. This site was built specifically for targeting these cities. Everything that we did on here had a very specific purpose. and the site actually converts very well. The first one we take a look at is Atlanta Industrial Painter, and we come through here to try to figure out where he is. Looks like number 3 down here. We have a yellow page ad up here, and we have this Leighton Painting Company who just showed up out of nowhere over the past 30 days. That's the other thing about this site. This site's only about 90 or 120 days old, so pretty good results for that, especially given that time frame. So anyhow, he shows up number 3 for that particular term. Atlanta Industrial Painter, 21 million search results. He shows up again number 3. We're going to work to bump this guy out of number 1 and 2 because that's a lot of traffic for those 2 spots. Industrial Painters Atlanta, again, you're going to see kind of some of the same stuff. He actually doesn't show up down here until below the Google Places listings, and we need to work on that. But he's got 2 spots here, so he owns 2 of the spots for that. And one of the things we haven't done with him, and we will go back in here on the yellow pages, which needs to be done. Just that hasn't been a priority for them. But you also pick up a lot of listings that way, so you can own a lot of real estate on this front page if done properly. Columbia is another one of the cities that we looked at, Columbia Industrial Painters, and we can see that he is number 1 and number 2 here as well. And then I think Painter, just a single part of that, he's got number 1 and number 2 on that as well. So again, something targeted. This guy is not really targeting local areas. He does painting all throughout the Southeast, and so we wanted to hit a bunch of different areas. We've got probably 4 different sites for this gentleman that we promote, targeting different areas and different types of industrial painting. Last one I wanted to look at, I want to kind of keep it local, if you will, was a dentist office, pediatric dentist office, and this is in Albuquerque. So got a nice looking site here, but we did Albuquerque dentist. Let's see here. I don't believe he shows up for this. Yeah, because what we're looking at here is he's more into the pediatric. So let me take a look and do a search for children's dentistry. There we go. What do we got here for children's dentistry? We have the local pages. And again, I'll mention that this is a white label client that we do work for another SEO company. So he's showing up number 3 for pediatric dentist Albuquerque. They need to get here and do some work on their Google Places. Because if they don't, they're not going to get these top spots. So, and those top spots are huge. Take a look at another one here, pediatric dentistry Albuquerque, again, which falls in line with his site. Doesn't rank up there in the places pages, which he does, but he's got the number 1 spot right below that. He needs to really work on getting back up in here. And then I think pediatric dentist Albuquerque, if you go back and do a search for it, you'll see he shows up, looks like number 2 for that one. And again, if he had his places pages set up, he could rank number 1, number 2, and then have a spot right in here. So he's owning more real estate. So anyhow, those are the different case studies, I guess, if you will, and showing some of what we've done. We have lots of clients. We do a lot of work for many different SEO companies, not just our own personal clients. And I hope this helps. I hope this kind of gives you an idea. I try to make it broad so that you can take a look at local clients, global clients, and get an idea for what it is that we do. You also saw some of the ways that you can own more space than just what your website has. So you can also own video channels. There were a lot, as I was doing research for this, a lot of videos that showed up in different places on the first page, which is a great way to help promote your site. Also article sites. I know there was a discussion about whether or not article sites are still useful and still work. They are if they're done right. Everything is Google modifies their rules to try and catch the cheats, but if you're doing business the right way, you don't have to worry about that. That's how you saw an article on the first page. If you have any questions, please let us know. We'll be glad to help.